I don't know about Wednesday before a Thursday game. It's excitement. It's excitement right the way through. Yes, you're right. It's been a very exciting time. I'd say that the words today aren't necessarily. They're seeing the bear with the bad head today, or the sore head. So I'm not good the day before a match. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a good question because it's something it's an intangible that you don't know you've missed it until it's gone, and then when it has gone, you feel as if. I know that feeling, and I know I haven't got that feeling, and it's not there all the time because your emotions are varied, but you're focusing in on right here. We're here for probably 3/4 of an hour pre-training, going through our strategies. So straight away, that's what is that's the main core of our morning. Then when you reflect and you go, okay, I've covered everything. That's when you start to get it because you're always. It's not that you're doubting yourself, it's whether you've covered everything. Whereas last year, had some work for some people who were outstanding, and the thing I learned about last year was that there's other industries that work on teamwork, 7 3OW, the uni, La Trobe. So I learnt that, and that was a bit of a change because I was dismissive of teamwork outside of a sporting environment. So that's not, now I know in the corporate world that's not missing. But that adrenaline rush, when you think of the consequences of have you got the side prepared, who do you play, the occasion, what's it mean? Of course, it's something that, and do you crave it? You'd be crazy to crave it all the time, put it that way, because you'd not only go grey, you'd probably end up like Robbie Wiley with none. All right, so you've got to get a balance. That was funny. I reckon the Romans had just walked out of Jerusalem at that stage, when I first started. So, Footscray. No, it's too hard to. It's nearly 30 years ago. So every year's different. Every year different. The teams are different. The occasion's different. We're in a national competition now. Different organisations, still learning about it. Still trying to do what you do with all the other teams, and that is win. But it's the process of winning, it's not about focusing in on the result. It's very, very important. I've always been process driven, and that's first and foremost with my player group to be focused in on the roles they play, and also the process of achieving. So that takes away from you worrying about what the result is. So nothing really has changed in that 30 years. It's all about how do you get men playing to their maximum. No, because that's too much about the individual. No, I think every player, every person in the football club would have a sense of anticipation, as will Richmond. We're all in the same boat here. We're all round one, high expectations from our supporters, and in your own case, you can't allow that individual feel to override anything that's got to do with the team. So it's not about me. It's certainly not about me. It's about the team. So that's the last thing I will accept here is that, hey, it's your first game. Yep, we all knew that back in October. So let's get over that very, very quickly. It's the team's first game of the year. Well, I think I'll be right in saying that this could be a very even competition this year. I think the bottom sides will improve dramatically, and I think the top sides will have some rate of improvement, but not near as much as the bottom sides. So therefore, I think you're going to have a very crushed-in ladder, and at round 22, that'll look after itself. So it's whether you win the first 6 or whether you drop the first 6, it's when the final bell goes at round 22. That's what you worry about, and that's all to do with, again, I've got to emphasise, it's all to do with the process of just getting men to play as men for this football side. Well, Robbie, I'm sure that you'll have that news ready to cover at 5:40.
20 years, I'm still willing to give it a go.
Yeah, I know, and I'm still willing to say that the side comes out at, 3:30? Or whatever it is. No, we're ready to go. He's a terrific young man for a start off. And it's wrong for me to say things about him that only he can tell you about, how he values every day. I don't know. You'd have to ask him, and I'm sure at some stage you'll have him up here, and it'll be a terrific interview. because he is an intelligent young man who's been through a lot. He will play a lot of football, I believe, because he's got an ingredient that is exactly what you want. He's a massive contester. He wants to play league football. He's been a bit of a journeyman, and I think he's tasted enough of floating around and has overcome change of clubs and now, of course, a very big, I suppose, scare. And he's one of those players very easy to coach because he's got massive ambition. And when you've got that, you virtually coach yourself. No, I wouldn't have thought so, Bruce. It's basically what you've got is a change of direction, if you like. Players have jumped on board very quickly. The leadership group have driven it. The coaches have been outstanding. And we're ready to play. And I know, and I've used this one before, whichever way you want to view Erwin Rommel, no plan survives contact. So we can go out there tomorrow and we have to go to plan B straight away. And that's the art of football these days, is to have enough flexible players, have a mindset that can change, because you need to, and be ready. Because no one's going to allow you to play what you want to play. And that's a simple fact of any team sport where you've got multiple numbers, or even if it's a tennis game. You change up, and they've got to change up. You change up, and you've got to have that flexibility about you. So it's not about picking the best 22; it's picking the smartest 22. Well, I don't believe that you have to wait until the breaks to find out that things aren't working, and then I will change it a quarter time. If I think things aren't working, they'll be changed through the runner immediately. I think the player group have really jumped on board. Really jumped on board. They're a good group. They listen up. They take things on board. They take on board the fact that we've got leaders in place, and they'll set the agenda, and they will run it in the absence of any coaches being on the ground. You know, training, we're on the ground, we can run it. On the battlefield, if you like, the players will run that, and I'm pretty sure they're all versed enough to make sure it works. But I'll repeat, Richmond won't allow us to do everything that we want to do, and we have no intention of allowing Richmond to do everything what they want to do, and that's going to be a week-to-week thing. The players are very, very much versed in acknowledging the opposition. No, horses for courses. Oh well, let's see the game unwind before we have players commenting on where they're going to be playing and where they're not playing, because he wouldn't have been privy to that until today. Very good football side. I watched them play a lot last year. They just happened to play a lot of games when I was with 7 and 3AW, whether it be Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, and really they're probably the better side outside the 8, and they got so close to some of the top sides and just couldn't finish him off. Can they do that this year? Well, that's not for me to answer, but on last year's evidence, they're a very good football side.